What's up guys and welcome to another episode of my HLTV Fantasy. Today we are looking at IEM Katowice 2024 play-ins. Most picked players, Chopper and Donk up there. That's kind of where I'm going as well probably. We have Yabi and Stair from Australis, who have been playing quite a lot better. Also Staban up there, then we have Boomage, Fallen and here. Some cheaper options from better teams. This is the bracket. We go best of one into upper quarters, and if you win this game, you are qualified for Kato. If you lose in either here or here, then you play this lower bracket round, and I believe by winning this, you also get through. Of course, in this kind of sorry about that. I kind of kicked my desk. Of course, in this kind of group, we're kind of looking to get the winners of each of these mini groups of 4, and best of ones are super random, so honestly it's the kind of event that I don't like, but what can you do? It's very random but difficult. First group of 4, I think Cloud9 is the obvious favorite. I think BetBoom could definitely surprise, Eternal Fire maybe even, but I don't think so as much as we are on LAN in Kato. But generally, I would say Cloud9 are the obvious pick if you want to go for players from here. And also, there are some cheaper players, exactly like Boomage, for example, who's been playing decently. I think Axel, Perfecto, Hobbit, all options, even Electronic if you can afford it. So yeah, Cloud9 definitely in my thoughts here. By far, on paper, the hardest group of 4 is Heroic, Astralis, ENCE, and Big. Heroic and Astralis, of course Heroic having this new kind of international lineup. Astralis looking really good so far, only losing to like Vitality in Blast. ENCE is now, well, basically trio from 9 and then Glaive and D. I don't know what to expect from them or from Big really, like Big has played decently so far. At Blast at least, but I'm not sure what I can expect from them. I think if I went for them, it would be because of having a budget player like Process or Sin, who have both been playing, I believe, quite decently at Blast as well. So if I want to go for a 5th, they might be someone to think about. Like, for example, like look at this difference here. Kios is 2 grand more than Big. They're essentially the same rank. EOS 0.92 rating past 3 months. Process 1.04. Like the difference between players like this is kind of insane. I don't understand this price at all, but it is what it is. I'm not sure. Whatever. Furia, Mongols, Spirit, Apex. I think Spirit are the favorites. I think Apex could do well here. It's possible at least. And then Furia could do well. I honestly think Mongols also always have like some upset potential. But I am eyeing up Spirit as a potential pick. Mostly for Donk. If you haven't looked at the prices, Donk at 223 grand. It's kind of insane. He's also always performed on LAN. It would work well with my strategy so far. I didn't actually show you how my team is doing so far. Cooksy is currently playing, but we have a decent start to the season so far of 15%. I wasn't really going very risky with this lineup. Like 3 IGLs of 3 of the best teams going into the event. And they have done pretty well, and then we have Frozen and Spinks who have also done pretty well. So far, so good, I would say, for the season game. I'm probably going to continue with this kind of strategy, trying to pick high-picked players, so my rank doesn't get punished as much. A lot of people going for that Astralis screen, actually, which is interesting. Again, the Astralis player prices, there's like Chubby and Stair, who are very cheap. Stair actually has performed quite decently as well. Yabi at times as well. I wouldn't probably go for any of the more expensive ones, just because, again, the budget options are kind of weak. But okay, yeah, Spirit is one team I'm definitely eyeing up. And then Gamer Legion M80 Rooster VP. On paper, probably the second weakest group of 4 teams. Like VP should make it through this quite easily. The problem with VP is only the fact that they don't have really deep players at all. So it's like you're probably picking players from a team that is gonna go through, but those players themselves might not get the highest ratings. I do think the best VP team might, or the best team might have double VP, but so difficult to say. It might also be that the best team is also like doesn't have VP at all, even though VP go through. VP and Cloud9 do have like the easiest best of 1 starters. Like the teams they play against should be like super weak. So I mean, if there was a team with Donk and then doubling up on all of the VP players, I would go for that. But you can't even go like double Spirit, 1 VP, double Cloud9. Like it's actually kind of impossible. Like you probably could do it with someone from here, but I would never pick anyone from Rebels or Rooster here. I think the best of 1 upset potential is too low. So to me, it's mostly a question of like VP and Cloud9. Maybe you could do something like this, where you only have here, Boomage, Exile, probably double Astralis. Do maybe this, not even. You could very much, you could definitely like kind of split your money up. Like in this event, this is an event where you definitely can like go for multiple different teams. It also, of course, spreads the risk, which is not bad at all in an event like this. 175, there's no good options. Essentially trying to see what we could do if we go for multiple cheaper teams. Then I wouldn't go for no. I wouldn't want to go for 5 different or 4 different teams. I think it's like, or well, yeah, I could go for 4 different teams, but I don't want to go for 5 different teams. I think Boomage is probably like almost always in my team. I'm honestly thinking about completely ignoring VP, even though they have a super easy, such an easy group though. Like it feels bad. Maybe you ignore Cloud9. So difficult. But like if you want to go Donk Chopper, it really limits what you can do with the rest of your money. 170 is not enough for pretty much anyone. I think the question becomes, how much faith do I have in Donk versus how much faith do I have in like VP other teams? I think it might be a VP event. Fame and Herbert. I think Chopper is probably like the best budget option in the whole event. How has he played in past events? Or if this actually shows up, shows all of the events. They played well. Well, that's not a real event. Not that well at this. He hasn't been performing that much, but he definitely has the potential to do so. Difficult. You could go non-donk, but still spirit. Like Magix, this is essentially going with I believe in CIS strategy. You go Boomage. Who can you get as a 5th? Get Fallen Art. 197 is probably a bit of an awkward price point. Yeah, like Stare maybe. Could go Perfecto as like your one-off D9 player. 187 actually is enough for like Prosus. I don't hate this team. Definitely not. But I think like Chopper, instead of Chopper, I should probably go for Sin actually. Doubling up on big is a risk. Honestly, those players are pretty cheap. I do think they have a decent shot. Well, they're probably getting here, but are they actually... They're not going to beat Astralis, I don't believe. I don't really want to go for Process or Sin. I'd rather go for like Stare. Of course, that's already quite a lot more deep. But also Heroic, I think I just want to stay away from Heroic. Astralis ends big. I think there's definite potential that like Heroic beat Astralis, for example. In a best of one especially. Maybe it's just Cloud9 and VP and then we try and find a fifth. How much money do I have? 176. What if we go Mir instead here? 180 cents, but doesn't make any sense. Manx doesn't make any sense really either. So difficult to go for these two teams. I think it has to be a one-off of like Cloud9 probably, and then Spirit, Chopper Magics. I mean, that's not a bad looking team, to be honest. I think this is potentially what we're going for. This is full on CIS. It's a bit risky, but I don't know, like, I think any of these four teams is risky. I think Cloud9 and VP are the least risky, but I don't think it makes sense to go for all of those. You go Norbert, you can't really afford anyone better here. For Magix, what's Magix been playing? Or actually, he probably missed that last event, right? He was, yeah, him and Donk missed it. You could believe in Furia, like we just haven't seen Furia for a while. Like I don't think we've seen them for a while now. They played Betboom Dacha. Do you think Boomich is someone who makes a lot of sense? Copper Donk. I think people are underpicking VP as well. I think it's a bit risky to go for VP, because if they underperform, that's really bad. But these four teams, like, I think it's a really good potential to make up some placements against other teams. I will go for VP. The question is, who should I go for from VP? Like, who are the players to target? I think Norbert's been like on the up for quite a bit now. Yeah. What about Fame? Fame's also doing decently well. Like, there's just a consistent team. What about Mir? Not so great this event, at least. Had some... Yeah, these are like not that good events. I would rather have like Norbert and Mir, Boomage, Chopper, and then we could go for like there. What if we go for like Jame instead of Fame? We'll have pretty good money actually. I do think Chopper probably is in here either way. Him and Norbert. Perfecto has just been like playing so well for C9 for a while now. Like, he's someone I definitely am eyeing up as a potential player for the team. Major? I don't think so. I do want Perfecto actually, the more I think about it. Fame instead of Jame, completely fine. 187. Process, we could go Fallen. Doesn't really make sense picking from the same group of 4. Perfecto Fame, Norbert. There's no team like this, right? 173. Oh. Can't go for these players. It just is way too risky, unfortunately. Like, even going for a 166. Who would I even go? I would go for this guy. I mean, I guess... I don't know. Boosters playing BP. Rebels C9. It's a best of 1. Things can happen, but I don't think it's the correct thing to do here. What about Fallen? I don't think I want to pick Fallen. I could go for Process, to be honest. I think he's... like, even if Big... well, I do think Big's gonna be Ends. Really, this Ends was never looking that good. I do think Big's favorites. And then versus Astralis or Heroic, it's not like that unlikely that Big win. I do like this team on paper. I think we have a lot of good players. Norbert's been doing super well. Perfecto is like in form. Rosus actually as well, right? If so. At least he had one map where I got like where I looked at it as like decent, honestly. That's not that bad for an event of this tier of Blast. What about Sin? Is Sin doing better than... like, because the prices can sometimes be a bit weird. Oh, he's doing worse than Process this event at least. Where like the options instead of Chopper? Like, of course, Fallen potential upside is probably higher. Apex, I don't know if that's even... I don't think that's worth it. I do think Chopper just makes sense because of the IGL thing. And we just have 4 really good players, honestly. How do roles work here? Roles are gonna be a disaster, maybe. Actually, some headshot players. I support this super good still for Perfecto. So maybe not that bad. Headshots, any of these 3 is gonna be pretty good. 36, 36, 47, 37. I think Fame probably can do with a better role. Hacker, slightly the best. Hacker versus that Hunter. Hacker is just better. Okay, let's go Attacker. Based on the stats, at least. Makes sense as well, though. I think it's probably Chopper with the headshots. Oh, actually, eco-friendly, super good for him. Okay, we go for that. Probably headshots here. Yes. Norbert can go IGL. I do think this is the kind of group where that probably makes the most. Actually, pretty good rolls as well. So I'm not unhappy with this at all. And then some boosters. I mean, this has to be Feeling 22. A bit risky, of course, always. I don't... This has to be KSD. It's like something here. That. I don't think so. Alright, there's actually... I need to take a look. So my players only potentially play 10 games. So potentially we only get a few boosters to be applied. So I actually will do some changes. I will go for a really high percentage But then, again, best of one, the trigger rate is going to be lower. So I should leave the highest percentage ones away, like these two. What is better between these? I guess carry. Okay, we go carry. No, but carry is like 20 or more kills, and I think it's going to be a fast game, like fast and fast with VP, but I don't think it's going to take too many rounds. No flash. No one's going to have flash. Perfecto. I don't think they're going to do too much with nades, but I'd rather save it. Always like this with the boosters. Very few potential best pistol round players. Avenger, actually, we can go for that. For Perfecto. I want to look, how well have I done so far here with boosters? I think pretty well, right? Yeah, I think that's pretty good for boosters as well. Not unhappy at all. I would have to know how many rounds we've had, or how many games we've had. I'm not gonna calculate that now, but I feel like they have triggered at a pretty good rate. Prosus 8 versus ends. Okay, we can do that. That's okay. Then for copper, looking at the highest numbers, that's okay. Either SMG kills or headshots. I'll go headshots here, and then for the other one in the next one. That's okay, booster wise, I think. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. If you like this kind of content, please remember to like and subscribe to my channel, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.